Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. I wasn't sure I was going to discuss this on the channel besides on a post, community tab post, and on my Facebook, but it's really bothering me. It truly is. We went over this previously on the channel, and I will link to that video. But I'm gonna get you guys caught up on it. So if you're not aware, I will totally get you caught up. The bottom line is, our Osceola County Sheriff Marco Lopez has pled to posting accidentally, in air quotes. That's what he claims. He's had a couple different stories to it, and that'll be gone over in the news clip, that he posted the sheriff's office, but it's his page on Instagram, posted a photo of Madeline Soto when they discovered her body in St. Cloud. And it was part of a post with multiple photos about like a senior's day, and the sheriff claims, it was accidentally added to the photos that were posted for the senior fun day. I don't buy it, and I know Andrew Bain doesn't buy it, but apparently he's been able to plead down. He had up to a $500 fine. I know he has to pay this out of his own pocket, but I think he can handle it. But now he's pled down where he's only paying $250, and he doesn't have to face a court hearing. So this really ticks me off, guys. So this is a piece that WKMG did about 4 months ago when the sheriff got in trouble for posting said photo. And like I said, there's a lot more to it than just, oops, we posted it by mistake and then we quickly deleted it. Because nothing is really ever gone once you post it on the internet, as we all know.
The disappearance and murder of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Tonight, local sheriff is under fire for allegedly posting a confidential crime scene photo on Instagram. News 6 broke the story on clickorlando.com. Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez is being summoned to court. Prosecutors say he posted a photo on social media that showed the body of Soto. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell in for Ginger Gadsden. The sheriff could be forced to pay a fine for sharing that crime scene photo. But that's not the only trouble Osceola's top cop is facing tonight. Here's what we know right now. Back in March, hours after Madeline Soto's body was found in a wooded area near St. Cloud, a photo was posted on Sheriff Marcos Lopez's Instagram page that allegedly showed the murdered teen's body. It is a violation of Florida law for government officials to disclose confidential photos that depict the killing of a juvenile. Prosecutors have cited Sheriff Lopez with a non-criminal infraction that carries a maximum $500 fine. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest has been covering this story from the beginning.
So, Mike, the state attorney is now questioning the sheriff's truthfulness and his credibility.
Matt, this is a significant new development. I just got my hands on this letter written by State Attorney Andrew Bain to Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez. Now, the state attorney is demanding that the sheriff's office conduct an internal investigation into the sheriff himself for allegedly making inconsistent statements about that crime scene photo. Now, back in March, a photo was posted on Sheriff Marcos Lopez's Instagram page that allegedly showed the body of 13-year-old murder victim Madeline Soto. Now, the sheriff's office immediately issued a statement apologizing for it. The agency described the image as an investigative photo and claimed that it had been accidentally included in a social media post about a senior citizen event. But about 3 weeks later, during a radio interview with WDBO, Lopez suggested the photo was not showing the teen's body.
And I went over this on the channel and I played his interview. Again, I will post the link if you guys want to hear it. He basically stated, as it says here, as to the photo, there was an apology issued, because we all know that the apology really just helps everyone. Okay, yes, he needs to apologize, but I think there's a lot more to it. But it wasn't actually the body. It was an area of interest where there was a body found. No one ever came out directly and said it was the victim. Now, again, he's changing his stories, as they're stating here on WKMG. And it's very disturbing that it doesn't seem to really bother him. Because, I mean, he's the sheriff of Osceola County. Okay? He's the sheriff. He needs to be the most accountable. And if he can't be trusted, who's to say we trust any of the other deputies in his department? And not to mention now, the police chief of Kissimmee Police Department, remember, she quit. She resigned over other issues in her department. So in my opinion, and it just seems like Osceola County, Kissimmee is in a lot of deep crap lately. They're not looking very good. And again, they're in the midst of this huge, probably the biggest case that Kissimmee, Osceola County has ever seen with the Madeline Soto abuse and murder case.
Well, by then, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement was investigating the origins of that crime scene photo. Investigators discovered that Lopez had apologized to Kissimmee's police chief for posting the photo of Soto's body. Later, during a sworn interview, the sheriff reportedly told investigators that he requested photos of the victim's body to be sent to his personal phone so he could compare the clothing. Now, the state attorney says he's having trouble squaring Lopez's statements. In a letter to Sheriff Lopez, State Attorney Andrew Bain wrote, "Consider this my formal request that your agency conduct an internal investigation into whether your inconsistent statements constitute a violation of Osceola County Sheriff's Office policy."
I don't think it should be an internal investigation at all. I think it should be an outside investigative team should be looking into not only this situation, but obviously the Kissimmee Police Department situation. But this one, 1,000%. It shouldn't be an internal investigation because is there going to be bias there? I have to wonder that.
Once our office receives the results of that investigation, my office will determine whether your inclusion in the Brady notification system is appropriate. Now, the Brady notification system, or so-called Brady list, is a way that prosecutors let criminal defendants know about state witnesses who may have credibility or truthfulness issues. Now, so far, Sheriff Lopez has not responded to my questions asking whether that internal investigation is underway or whether he'll be asking an outside agency like the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate.
And that's the one thing I don't know, and I'm going to look into this, and I may just reach out to him, to Matt here on Channel 6, because did his own investigators investigate this situation, or did he get the FDLE to do it? Because again, very, very suspicious if he did not get an outside team to do this, as far as I'm concerned. And I do think he should be on the Brady list. His credibility, to me, it's not very good after this. So that doesn't mean he couldn't get off of it at some point, but I definitely think that his inclusion in the Brady list is definitely probable. All right, so the bottom line here is he pled guilty, basically, in a plea agreement to posting this photo, and he seems like he's still saying it was accidental. Everyone who's on Instagram knows if you're going to post a photo and you're going to post a carousel or multiple photos, you have to look through all those photos, before you're going to send it. So there's an extra step or two there. So unless you're writing your caption or what have you there, you have to look at the photos. They are all there. So to me, that's a weak excuse that it was accidentally posted there. And I still question why he had those photos still on his own personal phone. That's another issue I I have to wonder about. And I don't know if you guys are thinking the same thing. But again, he pled out, so the plea agreement, $250 fine. He's avoiding a hearing that was scheduled this month over this situation. And I think it's just highly disrespectful to Madeline. $500 is also nothing for a sheriff of any county to have to pay out. He probably spends that at a big dinner with family and friends. So I think they should have pled, he should have had to do a plea agreement and pay the top of that fine, $500. Or pay $250 and put $250 in some sort of charity or something, maybe in for Madeline. And maybe he needs to do that. Maybe he needs to contribute to something to help children in some way. But Madeline it just makes me sad because Madeline was abused, mistreated, it seems like a good portion of her life. And then Stefan murdered her, allegedly, even because he's not been found guilty yet, even though we all know. And then yet she's found by law enforcement. His team comes out there, takes photos, and then he posts this photo on their social pages. And there she is, abused again. I mean, this poor girl, even in her death, it just seems like she can't get any kind of respect or peace. So I'm sure he's not going to listen to my little video here. If he happens to, or someone in his department, I think he needs to make a large donation to, I don't know if they have the Madeline Soto Foundation set up yet, contribute to getting her a bench, or contribute to child abuse victims, something in Madeline's name. Let's make it right, sir. Let's make it right. I mean, come on, Lopez. You can do a lot better than that. And you know that Maddie deserves all the respect. And you disrespected her. And I think that you owe her more. But let me know what you guys think of this one in the comments. And with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.